Okay, so do you remember the movie Notting Hill with Julie Roberts and Hugh Grant?
Of course.
Because it's one of our favorites. I'm sure it's one of your favorites too. So of course, we had to go stop by the Notting Hill neighborhood while we were there.
Back in April, we were staying in London for about a month, and we knew we were close to Notting Hill, so we decided we had to take a trip and film it.
And I'm so glad we did. It was a beautiful neighborhood, and we're going to show it to you. So of course, we took the tube over from Hammersmith, where we were staying, over to the Notting Hill Gate Station, and started walking around from there. And we didn't really know where we were going, but we figured we'd walk around and wander. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
And see what we could see. So it was a gorgeous neighborhood. There was a little high street when you got off the station, and we just kept walking. We came upon Kensington Temple Church,
Which was very cute. It was in the middle of just a street area, and like kind of all converged into this triangle area, and it just was sitting there. It was under construction, so you couldn't enter it, but it's super cute to see.
Yeah, it was pretty. And the whole neighborhood is pretty. There's, these like curved townhomes, and then everything is colorful and painted these bright colors. It was really pretty.
And then in the area, there were these green boxes. They kind of look like a newsstand, or I don't know, maybe they used to sell train tickets there. I don't know what it was, but it was very interesting to see.
They look old, but we don't really know what they're for. And they're like right there in the street, and I don't know, but they're green. Does anybody know what they are? Can you tell us what they're there for? Leave it in the comments. We'd like to know.
From there, we walked over to Portobello Road. It was very charming and cute. It was full of people.
It was very busy.
You can see on the left and the right, there's shops galore. Most of them are advertising some sort of Notting Hill type products.
There were a lot of Notting Hill shops. It's not all of them, but there were quite a few. And you can even go to the Notting Hill Travel bookshop, which is still there from the movie. And of course, they sell, Notting Hill books and mugs and bags and, totes, and everything is Notting Hill themed, of course. But there were other places, and there were all these stalls down the street. They had all sorts of little trinkets.
Market. Like there were so many stalls. A lot of them were selling tourist type stuff, like teas and things shaped in, London buses and stuff like that.
Lunch pails, hats.
But it was super cute. I mean, and there was tons of food. I mean, every other store seemed like it was a food stall.
I know. I really wanted to go into Egg Slut. It's just the name. I just want to go in for the name, but we didn't make it in there. We did stop for lunch at the Wellington pub, which was beautiful. It looks like they've redone it, but it's still really old-timey inside and a little bit modern. I loved it. I think it's even in the movie in Notting Hill, but I don't know. Can anybody confirm that? That's what I've heard.
Well, they advertise it. They advertise on their menu. It says, "All seen in Notting Hill." But we checked the movie and can't really find it.
Maybe it just looks different now because they've renovated or something. I don't remember in the movie where the Wellington is, but do you know? You should tell us. Of course, being in Notting Hill in London at this iconic pub that's supposedly in the movie, we got very traditional dishes of bangers and mash and fish and chips. It was delicious.
Bangers and mash was amazing. He doesn't care for sausage.
You loved it.
But I absolutely loved it. I mean, I would go back there just for that meal because it was so good.
Agreed. Fish and chips was delicious too. So yeah, I would definitely go back there. Lots to see, tons to do, just walk around really, all down the streets, see what they have, go into the shops, buy something cute, and make it for the stalls too. I think the stalls closed up kind of early.
They did.
They were all leaving.
It was 5 or 6.
Yeah, after we had eaten and everything, they were starting to leave. But tons to see, and we wound up walking all the way down, way to the end, and it was a long, long street.
Well, we had decided, since we were already over there, and it did take quite a while, like I don't remember exactly, I want to say it was like a 20 or 30 minute train ride to get there, and maybe there was a switch off, but once we got there, we were like, we're already down here, let's explore. So, and like you said, we like to wander, so we decided to just wander around the city and see what we could find, and so we just kept walking. We ended up coming across this super cute street, lots of trees on all lining the street, is what I'm trying to say. It was almost hiding the houses, and again, it's in April, so everything was in bloom, whites and pinks, and just gorgeous flowers. And then we came across this cute little cafe. It was called, what?
Farm Girl.
And And so we took a look inside. We will definitely be back to go there. It was adorable and definitely somewhere in our vibe.
Yeah, they have this courtyard with all these plants and vines and things, and it's just really beautiful. It makes you really want to go in and see what they have. I don't know if you've been to Farm Girl there in Notting Hill, but if you have, is it worth it? Should we go back? We do want to try it.
Yes, we did.
But only if it's good, so let us know.
As we kept walking, we saw some really unique signs of people who had lived in this area. We knew there were so many famous, novelists, publicists, just actors, celebrities that had lived on this street.
Yeah, we came across a house that George Orwell apparently lived in for some time. It was a little historical marker, so that was a fun surprise, and we weren't looking for any of that. But as we wandered, we came across it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool.
It was cool. And then as we kept walking, there were like vines around some of the houses that were really cute. We came to this one area that had all of these shops, and they were like multicolored. I remember maybe a yellow one going around the corner. That they also had like bingo inside. We said that we should stop, and it was just very unique. The area had a very unique vibe.
Artsy.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, super artsy, very eclectic. Definitely, if you like, interesting, odd things, there's plenty of that. It's touristy too in some spots, but I think it's a good mix. It's not all just tourist junk.
No.
Definitely some antiques and some clothing stores. We remember that one that we went into with the menswear, and we really liked some of the sweaters and jackets that they had.
Super cute.
I don't think we wound up getting anything there, but
we didn't. It wasn't very expensive, but
it was a little
stuff
expensive.
that they had was super cute. Like not stuff you find in H&M.
Right. So if you don't mind spending $1 or two more, you can get some more unique items there, and it's great stores, great shopping. It's a fun day out just to wander around and see what you can see, soak up some of the history and all of the color of the buildings and the shops and all the people that are walking around and have a little bite to eat.
Yeah.
And that's a day.
Yeah, it is. So it took us the whole day, and then we jumped back on the train just at a different location, and from there headed back to the cute little cottage we were staying in.
It was, yeah.
So let us know, have you been to Notting Hill? What are your thoughts of Notting Hill? Would you go back? What did we miss? What should we look for next time? Because we'll definitely go back. It was a really charming area.
Absolutely. I didn't think about what we might have missed. We did walk around quite a bit, so I feel like we saw a good amount. But hey, I don't know. Maybe we missed some stuff. There's always stuff.
Because if you remember, we were about halfway through, and that's when I started getting hangry, which is why we stopped for food. We turned around and went back because I was like, I need to eat now.
I always need to eat, so that's a given, but he is good for quite a while until he's hungry, and then he becomes hangry. I'm just always hungry, but he gets hangry, so we always have to stop, and we knew we had to stop if he was going to be upset about it. So follow us for our next adventures around the world, and as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Tootsies!